Hello everyone, so today in this video I'm going to talk about the herb yarrow. And that's this feathery one that's growing all over the place here. So this one is very prolific, as you can tell. We probably have this planted in like 10 plus spots in our yard. It grows very easily, as you can tell, and it really does multiply quite quickly. One of the main uses, at least that I've had experience with using it for, is we would dry it out and use it like you would a styptic pencil. So we actually have used this at one point, like on one of our chickens when she'd got an injury on her foot. We used that to stop some of the bleeding, so we have used that in various situations. So I like keeping it around in dried form to have it for that purpose. It does have a lot of other properties to it, like being anti-inflammatory. It sounds like also that people use it for like premenstrual issues. So it does have a lot of other uses that I have not tried it for yet, but now that I've been researching more things, I'm looking forward to learning a little more and trying some of this out myself. So this is how I go about harvesting the yarrow. As you can see, because it's so abundant here, there's a lot of little branches to choose from. So I usually just go and pick some of the ones that look good. And once you've harvested as much as you want from it, then usually I take a pan or something of that sort and I kind of strip off the pieces there. You can tell the yarrow is definitely medicinal by has a very distinct smell, so you can tell all the good essential oils that are in there. But anyway, so yeah, usually that's how I do it. I kind of strip it down like that, and then I put it out somewhere to dry. I will put it in the sun, but I have heard people say that direct sunlight is not good necessarily for like preserving all of the nutrient content, so I try not to if I can help that. And I think in some places, like if you're more up north, you can definitely dry things a little easier. Down here in humid Florida, it's a little bit harder to do that, but that's how I dry the yarrow. And here on this pan you can see, so this is some that's already begun to dry. So that'll almost be ready, and once it is, I'm going to take it and kind of crumple it up a little bit more once it's dry, and that's how I create the powder that we use for stopping the bleeding. And also, you could, dry it like so to have it for a tea, which would be used medicinally. But I also want to show you here something I'm trying now. So I've started making a tincture with the yarrow. Make sure whenever you do your tinctures and stuff, label everything correctly and give the date that you started it on. So this is going to sit for about 4 to 6 weeks. So I used like a glycerin base for the solvent, and then I put the fresh yarrow in there. I heard with the yarrow that using it fresh is better for the tinctures. I know some herbs are like that. People prefer dry, but some herbs, it sounds like using them fresh is actually best. So I made this today. I'm gonna put it in one of the cabinets to keep it out of the sun, and we'll wait 4 to 6 weeks to see how this turns out. All right, and here is some of our smaller yarrow plants here, but here's their pretty little flowers. So those grow like in the clusters. Those also have some medicinal properties to them too. I believe I remember hearing about antispasmodic properties with the flowers. But I would assume they still have some of the other characteristics that the leaf has. But yes, those are the flowers. I'm probably going to try harvesting some of those too later on. This is a smaller plant, but it's still kind of spreading around. So in addition to using it as the styptic pencil, it's also good for wound healing in general. That's another reason that I wanted to make the tincture, because I said you could also put that on wounds, not just taking it internally for other kinds of issues. But yeah, that one I think is a very useful one, I think, for just first aid remedies in general. So I hope you found this video helpful. I encourage you to do more research on it. I'm going to be looking more into things, and later I'll update you on the tincture that I made and how I'm liking that. So thank you for watching.